Will anyone ever forget that May Day when it was suddenly all over? Well, not quite over. For of course in theory, and to some people in hideous fact, it was not all over until August. But perhaps Londoners may be forgiven for feeling that their own special war was over on that wonderful sunny afternoon when the voice of Churchill, that voice which had sustained and inspired us through so many months and years of mortal struggle, told us that the war in Europe was over, and we knew then that the bombing had ended too. It was like stretching after a long, long, nightmarish sleep, and if we woke up gradually to some rather dismaying realities, at least we were among the lucky ones who did wake. Too many, in those terrible years, had fallen asleep, never to wake again. I decided that I would try to make some sort of contact with the greatest figure of our happiest opera days, Rosa Ponselle. In that letter, I tried to tell her something of what she had been to us all during those 3 great seasons at Covent Garden, and how she had remained in the memories of so many of us when we had nothing but memories to sustain our courage and our hopes. I said it must seem strange to her that we had been silent for so many years and that now I wrote, but I explained how she had gradually become for some of us the almost legendary symbolic figure of the radiant days before we knew how awful the world could be, and that I could not resist the urge to reach into the past like this and see if even the faintest link with those days still existed. I am not sure that I even expected a reply, but I need not have doubted. The reply came, and with it the first return of that sense of continuity which the war years had so cruelly torn away. "There's always Rosa," Louise and I had told each other, half laughing, half crying, in those dreadful refugee years. And there was. There came to me what I really do claim as a brilliant inspiration. I decided that on the anniversary of Ponselle's London debut, the never-to-be-forgotten May 28th, I would give a party for as many of the old fans as I could cram into the flat, and we would have a 10-minute Atlantic telephone call with her. At 8 o'clock to the minute, the telephone bell rang, and absolutely dead silence fell upon the room. I don't mind admitting that I was trembling a bit as I picked up the receiver, and the operator stolidly checked over the details of names and time. And then he said, "Go ahead." And out of the past, Ponselle's unmistakable dark Italian-American voice spoke, almost in my ear. "Hello, Ida," said Ponselle, over 3,000 miles and 13 years. "Is that you?" It was like raising the dead. She asked me how many were there. When I told her and said that they were all as silent as they had been when they waited for her Casta Diva years ago, she laughed and then asked, almost diffidently, "Would you like me to sing for you now?" "Will you?" I gasped. "Yes," Rosa said. "Call them all round and hold up the receiver. I'll see if I can get it over to you all." I called them round. We sat, knelt or stood as near to the telephone as we could, and I held up the receiver. There was a moment's silence. And then, in miniature, but clear, matchless, there came across the years and the ocean her tremendous, characteristic entry in the Pace Pace from the 4th act of the Forza del Destino. Nothing will ever surpass the indescribable drama of that first call when, with the few opening phrases of the Pace Pace, Rosa, of all people, linked the past with the present for us.